Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're steering a company right now, you're likely facing a massive kind of silent crisis in customer acquisition. You know the old playbook, right? The one where you just buy attention and push your product? Well, it's fundamentally breaking down. It just doesn't work like it used to. So today, we're going to unpack exactly how modern businesses are bridging that gap to new customers. We'll look at how they're bypassing the noise and actually turning strategic communications into a seriously powerful growth engine.
Why is traditional advertising failing so hard? Well, here's the reality of the modern marketplace. Your consumers are completely overwhelmed. They are bombarded with thousands of marketing messages every single day. Stop and really think about that. Thousands. Because of this sheer volume, consumer skepticism is literally at an all-time high. Traditional advertising alone, it just isn't enough to capture attention anymore. People are actively tuning out the promotional noise. They absolutely do not want to just be sold to. They want to be convinced. And honestly, they require a whole lot more proof before they even think about opening their wallets.
Okay, let's dive into this, because this right here is exactly where the modern buyer's journey actually happens. What do consumers actually trust? Today, customers rigorously research brands across a bunch of multiple channels before they ever make a purchase. They're hunting for social proof. They're looking at independent reviews, reading online news articles, actually searching for your brand on Google, and seeking out expert recommendations in respected industry publications. It's like a giant puzzle, and they are cross-referencing everything. If your brand only exists in the ads you pay for and nowhere in these trusted environments, you're basically handing over highly qualified customers to competitors who've done the work to establish real credibility.
Section 1. The Modern Trust Deficit. Moving beyond promotional messaging.
To win over today's customers, we really have to look at the old way versus the new way. On the left side here, we've got your standard promotional advertisements. They're short-lived. You literally have to keep paying for them to keep them running, and they are immediately greeted with skepticism. Because let's face it, the consumer knows you pays to put that ad in front of them. Now flip over to the right side. Independent editorial coverage. People just inherently trust this more. When reputable journalists or industry publications feature your business, they're giving you third-party validation. It's an endorsement that dramatically strengthens your credibility and instantly lowers those barriers to customer trust. You aren't just pushing a product anymore, you're earning real attention through valuable stories.
Moving on to Section 2. The solution. What is digital PR?
So, how do you reliably earn that attention? Well, digital PR distribution isn't just some fancy marketing buzzword. It's the strategic process of sharing genuinely newsworthy content with journalists, publications, and influencers to earn that highly coveted editorial coverage. So the crucial point is that the objective isn't simply publishing content out into the void and crossing your fingers. It's about placing it precisely where the right audience is actually going to discover it, engage with it, and most importantly, trust it.
To pull this off, you need high-value ammunition. These are your common digital PR assets, the tools you use to position your business as a credible industry leader. We're talking about things like well-crafted press releases, original industry research, thought leadership articles, executive interviews, deep dive case studies, and corporate partnerships. Imagine having a detailed case study proving exactly how you saved a client millions, or publishing original research that your competitors are literally forced to quote. By distributing these specific types of assets, you stop being just another vendor and you transform into a trusted authority in your space.
Section 3. Strategic Benefits. Building Visibility and Authority.
Now that we know what the tools are, how does this actually impact your bottom line? Well, one of the absolute greatest strengths of digital PR is its targeted reach. Successful digital PR is all about relevance, not just sheer volume. Mass advertising casts this wide, very expensive net, and a lot of the time, it catches audiences who have zero interest in what you're selling. But by distributing your stories through niche platforms, industry-specific publications, and regional media, your business gets in front of the exact people who matter: the decision makers, the investors, the high-intent buyers. This hyper-targeted exposure consistently drives way better engagement than mass advertising ever could.
And this brilliantly illustrates one of my absolute favorite parts of this whole strategy: the incredible lifespan of a PR asset. Unlike short-lived ad campaigns that just vanish the second your budget runs dry, a digital PR asset keeps working for you. Let's look at the timeline. On day 1, you secure that media publication. Awesome. But it doesn't stop there. By week 1, your team has repurposed that coverage into a detailed blog post. By month 1, it's fueling social media videos and your email newsletter. And by month 6, it's sitting on your site as a highly trusted, evergreen case study. That is a single PR placement extending your return on investment for months or maybe even years.
Let's dive into Section 4,
the multiplier effect, integrating digital PR and SEO.
Now, the real magic happens when we introduce a powerful technical synergy. Let's break down the exact mechanics of this multiplier effect. Digital PR and SEO work hand in hand to absolutely skyrocket your online discoverability. When you earn that editorial coverage, the SEO result is a high-authority backlink pointing straight to your website. Search engines view these backlinks as massive trust signals, which pushes you way higher up in the rankings. Then, when you distribute keyword-optimized releases, it sparks an increase in branded searches. People are actually typing your company's name into Google. And strategic media outreach directly drives surges of referral traffic right to your landing pages. It's basically a compounding loop of organic visibility.
Section 5. Execution and Measurement. Avoiding pitfalls and proving ROI.
Of course, a great strategy is absolutely nothing without flawless execution. I want you to mentally audit your own marketing efforts against this rapid-fire checklist of common execution mistakes. So many organizations completely kill the effectiveness of their PR by sending out these generic mass blast press releases. Or they target completely irrelevant publications just to slap a shiny logo on their homepage. They use overly promotional messaging, and remember, journalists want a real story, not a sales pitch. They completely ignore the SEO integration we just talked about, and finally, they fail to actually measure their results. To win at digital PR, you have to provide genuine value to both the media and your ultimate audience. No shortcuts.
Let's move to and see how this builds into the key success metrics you actually need to monitor to prove real ROI. If you avoid those pitfalls, you aren't just counting media placements and brand mentions anymore. You are tracking actual organic search growth. You're evaluating the quality of your backlinks. You're measuring your share of voice in the industry compared to your biggest competitors. And ultimately, you are tracking exactly how all this website engagement translates directly into lead generation and conversion rates. These are the indicators that help you evaluate the true bottom-line impact of your campaigns.
Section 6. The Future Outlook. The Rising Value of Authenticity.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this quote right here. As we look ahead to the evolving digital landscape, we've got to recognize the next massive shift in customer acquisition. The quote says, "As AI-generated content becomes more widespread, credibility and authenticity will become even more valuable." And it is so true. We are entering an era that is completely flooded with AI-generated content. As the internet fills up with automated noise, true credibility and human authenticity are going to become your most valuable commodities. Businesses that consistently publish accurate, insightful, newsworthy content through trusted, third-party media, they're going to build a massive competitive advantage. You simply cannot automate real industry authority.
So, bringing it all together, digital PR is a strategic growth engine. It does so much more than just generate fleeting publicity. By combining strategic media outreach, authoritative content, SEO, and thought leadership, it creates meaningful, lasting connections between your business and highly qualified audiences. In an increasingly competitive and frankly noisy marketplace, digital PR is no longer just some nice-to-have communications tool. It is a fundamental, strategic growth engine that drives sustainable business success. Which brings us to the ultimate question you have to ask yourself and your leadership team today. In a marketplace flooded with automated content, is your brand earning trust or just paying for noise? Seriously, think about how your brand is showing up in the world today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this helps you reevaluate your own strategy and chart a course for genuine, trusted growth.